This is a video of the GeneSight testing that I had done. I have been on many drugs in 23 years. And I am now just finding out that some of these cannot be metabolized by my system because of my genes. Haldol. I've been on Haldol 2 and 7. Well, I am a smoker, obviously. This is just psychiatric drugs. This isn't antibiotics and other things. I had baclofen and prednisone spiral me into a psychotic episode, a psychospiritual breakthrough, given to me by my general practitioner. But these are specifically psychiatric drugs that are not metabolized by my system. The ones in the yellow and the ones in the red. Stimulants. Never taken those. But this is something that everybody should know before they go on a psychotropic, a brain-disabling psychotropic neurotoxin, a psychiatric med. They should have the GeneSight testing done to see if their body properly metabolizes these drugs. The effects of a body not metabolizing these drugs can be death, especially for those of us who have been on these drugs long-term. And not to mention all of the horrible things that can happen along the way to death. But those are the important things for those of us that are still living. So this chart is very interesting. I need to get a copy of this chart to every doctor in the future who may treat me. So that they don't give me these drugs that my genes are not metabolizing. Imagine the school shooters for a second. Imagine them being on drugs that their body can't metabolize as they're, being flooded with hormones Often they're teenagers. Imagine them being in a forced system such as I am in, where I'm being court-ordered to take drugs that may not metabolize in my system. I'm going to leave this last information page out because I think it's got more details than I want the public to see. I am aware that I gave the release of HIPAA verbally on this video, that this information can be spread far and wide. I would like the Pope to read it. And this is about the kids. You know, what are we doing to them? Let's not continue. Let's try another system. I am Jill Susan Kesti, and I represent Coalition to End Forced Psychiatric Drugging on Facebook. I am a member of the CSX movement, which may become the CSXLP movement or CSXL movement. We haven't decided yet, but we are voices that aren't typically heard in mainstream society, and there are some things that we would like to have happen to improve the system. So please hear us and get GeneSight testing done if you have anxiety and you need something, because you don't want to be put on something that your body physically cannot metabolize. And according to this, I can't metabolize a lot of drugs. And it's, at second glance there, it's very immense. And that would be considered negligence if I inform my doctors and people who are caring for me when I'm in emotional distress that those drugs are bad. Don't give them to me. And we should look at what we're giving everyone, and we should look at what their genes say and use this technology wisely. Join the CSX movement, consumers, survivors, ex-patients, and liberated and labeled persons of psychiatry. We're going to have a Zoom event next weekend, or hopefully soon. Not sure yet. We're going to reschedule the event that was scheduled for this morning. But I wanted to get this GeneSight up there so we can talk about that also. There are tests that can be done if you're suffering. So hang in there. I went through an 18-month psychiatric withdrawal that was more horrific than anybody could ever imagine. And people are going through that right now. Just on the drugs even. Thank you, Jill Kesti. Coalition to End Forced Psychiatric Drugging.